Imagine a child laughing, playing with their beloved dog, when suddenly they freeze in absolute unexplainable terror. For parents, witnessing this is terrifying, but pediatric OCD truths are clear. A child having intrusive, violent thoughts does not mean they are a bad person. These disturbing images are essentially spam emails the brain receives by mistake. They are completely disconnected from what the child actually wants to do. This diagram shows how OCD operates on a cruel inverse logic. The disease specifically targets and attacks the very things a child values the absolute most, whether that's their pet or their family. The terrifying content of these intrusive thoughts is actually a mirror. It reflects the immense depth of what the child cares about, rather than pointing to any hidden darkness in their character. When a child is paralyzed by their own thoughts, every parental instinct screams at us to step in, comfort them, and offer immediate reassurance. You kneel down, hold their shoulders tight, and earnestly promise them they are safe and would never hurt anyone. Yet, this is exactly where the trap springs. In cases of pediatric OCD, providing that comforting reassurance actively worsens the child's psychological distress over time. A parent's most loving, protective impulse inadvertently becomes the exact fuel that keeps the disease burning. The mechanism of this trap clicks into place the moment a terrified child looks up for the 50th time and asks, "Are you sure I won't do it?" This graph shows a child's spiking panic. Answering that question provides a fleeting, deceptive drop in anxiety for maybe 30 seconds. But the relief is a mirage. The obsession inevitably returns, and the anxiety spikes much higher than its original baseline. The reassurance gets logged by the brain as a required ritual to survive the panic. This ritual locks the child in. The original fear is quickly overshadowed by a desperate need for validation, creating an endless, escalating cycle. Repeatedly answering these obsessive questions doesn't soothe the fear. It permanently trains the child's brain to require that answer just to feel momentarily safe. While behavioral loops develop over time, this terrifying cycle can also begin quite literally overnight, driven by a biological misfire. This is where PANDAS comes in. It's a severe medical condition where sudden onset pediatric OCD is triggered directly by a standard strep infection. If severe OCD symptoms suddenly appear right alongside new motor or vocal tics, a complete pediatric medical workup is warranted. Knowing that sudden onset OCD is often a physical neurological response requiring medical evaluation offers further proof that these struggles are never a behavioral flaw. To break the cycle, parents have to follow a counterintuitive new rule. Validate the child's distress, but entirely refuse to perform the reassurance ritual. This is the core of exposure and response prevention therapy, or ERP. It's a specialized approach adapted for kids, using stories, games, and drawings to help them actively boss back the OCD. This bar chart highlights ERP's clinical effectiveness. When children complete the full treatment, pediatric response rates jump to between 60 and 70%. Shattering the OCD circuit asks parents to make an incredibly difficult shift. They must stop rescuing their child in the moment and instead support them through temporary discomfort. The necessity of ERP presents a real challenge, as finding culturally competent, specialized therapists within standard school systems is famously difficult. MentalSpace Schools steps in to fill this exact gap, providing same-day teletherapy and dedicated ERP-specialized K-12 clinician teams across Georgia schools. This visualization shows their proven impact. Along with a $0 Medicaid option, they deliver an 89% improvement in attendance, 92% reduced anxiety, and 85% family satisfaction. Parents and educators can start by taking the free 2-minute pediatric OCD screening available at chctherapy.com and explore school resources at mentalspaceschool.com. With specialized ERP support and the courage to finally break the reassurance cycle, every child can learn to hit delete on their brain spam folder.